Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Talking Fitchburg on this Monday, September 7th, 2020. My son is very excited for the show, and so am I. I'm glad you're here with us on a Labor Day. Yeah, are you enjoying your day off too? Yeah. Well, you got to stay down here, bud. The best part of working at home and watching your son at the same time was trying to pull me off air here. Maybe he's like, I've had enough of you, Dad. You gotta get off air. Nah, he's a good guy. If you hear him in the background, you know why, parents, because kids be crazy sometimes. That's all I'm saying. We got a great show for you here on this Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to you all. And we'll get you updated on headlines that we're working for you today. And then we're going to take a look back at two great cooking segments. Andrea Miller from Hy-Vee, a registered dietitian, helping us out, getting some great getting into the great eating habits, finding new recipes and more. And she's here with two of them. We're going to share our last two. One working the blueberries, the other working the chickpeas or those garbanzo beans. Yeah, is that right, bud? And yeah, my son Carson, he is very excited for the show today. All right, let's kick into this. Section of the Capital City bike trail to close for major pavement restoration. This is kicking off tomorrow. And it says here that 1 mile of the Capital City Trail between Seminole Highway and the bike roundabout will be closed on Tuesday, September 8th. For asphalt paving resurfacing. The work is expected to be completed by November and will include drainage improvements and ADA road crossing improvements, as well as wayfinding signs. There is a detour for this. You see it on the map here. If you got any questions, head out to the Dane County Parks website for more information. Also, closure, Commerce Park Drive will be closing starting tomorrow. It says here that from September 8th through September 11th, the removal of road base and paving will take place. The closure dates may change due to the delay in rain. Notifications will be sent out if we need to do that. On September 4th, the road will be down to one lane with flaggers as they take the existing asphalt off. So the roadway is gravel at this point. And again, they'll be starting to do some of that paving here on the roadway. You can see the map there for where those closures are at. And keep in mind that while they're doing the paving, obviously you can't be on those roads. All right, from the Fitchburg Senior Center, foot care is still available. Super important piece that the Senior Center offers. So do you need your toenails trimmed? The Senior Center has foot care. It's available on September 8th and 29th. You just got to call the Senior Center at 270-4290 to make an appointment. Also coming up, Only Leaves Should Fall event. This fall prevention event is from Dane County Parks Fall Prevention Task Force. We'll have a live virtual chat with Dr. Zorba Pastor. This is on Tuesday, September 22nd from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is a free event and registration is not required. All you got to do is go on to the Safe Communities website, and they have a link to that event on the 22nd, again at 11 a.m. Super important stuff to be sharing with you. All right, as we do roll into fall, we're going to see a lot more farm equipment on there, and Dane County Sheriff's Office want to make sure that you be cautious. Proceed with caution when passing farm equipment. Harvest season in Wisconsin has begun, and Dane County Sheriff's Office wants to remind drivers to be cautious while passing slow-moving equipment. Deputies receive a number of complaints related to motorists passing farm equipment in the no-passing zone. Passing implements, as it states, is in the statute, is a no-passing zone is illegal and can result in a fine ranging from $213 to $326. Give your driving full attention and be prepared when you encounter farm equipment on rural roads, and please be patient and wait for a safe opportunity to pass. Yeah, be really cautious. We have a lot of rural area here in Fitchburg, so we want to make sure that you stay safe as you're heading out there for as you're driving. Again, that's season here coming up really fast. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we'll open up our two guest segments today. We're going to be taking a look at two great cooking pieces. One talking about blueberries, the other talking about garbanzo beans. Both fun recipes here coming up. But before we do that, here's a look at the meetings coming up this week.
we scored?
Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg out at the Hy-Vee off of Whitney Way, and I'm here with registered dietitian and certified dietitian.
Right.
I'm not sure what the difference is, but I'm going to say double the certificate is a really good thing. It's Andrea Miller. Andrea, thank you for having us back here.
You're welcome.
Before we get started with Blueberry Madness, today what we're going to do to practice some good social distancing here, and I also want to make sure people understand you and hear what you have to say.
Right.
I'm going to walk away here, still ask you some questions, have you remove your mask so you can talk, make sure people hear you.
Okay.
And we're going to kick things off with, tell us about, so it is National Blueberry Month.
It is July.
So we're going to go a little bit crazy today. So tell me first off the benefit to blueberries.
So the big benefit to blueberries, we hear a lot about the antioxidant properties of blueberries, which are disease-fighting properties. They also have vitamin C, which not many people are aware of. So it's not just citrus fruits, but blueberries as well have vitamin C. They have some vitamin K, and they have manganese. They also are a good source of fiber. So blueberries aren't very calorically dense, but they are nutrient dense. So they're a good source of fiber. They do have a high water content, so it works well in some of the recipes that we're going to be using today. And of course, they're tasty.
Yeah, and you told me that frozen, whether it's frozen or not frozen, these still work really well for recipes.
Yeah, so frozen, whether you're talking fruit or vegetable, doesn't matter what kind, including blueberries, nutritionally, just as good as fresh.
And you have to have you're recommended to have 2 cups of fruit a day?
Yes, and only about 12% of Americans get that. So I don't know if it's a misconception or misinformation, but in general, fruits have natural sugar, and what that means when we say natural sugar is there's nutrition that comes along with the sugar. So that's the carbohydrates I mentioned, the fiber, the water content, the vitamins and minerals, and the antioxidants.
Well, they'll work together to make some tasty treats.
Yes.
The first one is going to be what I'm calling your take on blueberry muffins.
Yes.
They look tasty. Tell us what we got going here.
Yes. So this is kind of a traditional way of using blueberries. Of course, you can do them in yogurt and oatmeal and pancakes, and we put them in a muffin here. Added some bananas as well as flax seeds. So we kind of jumped up the nutrition a little bit. So when you have bananas, they do a couple different things. Bananas, you can kind of lower the sugar content a little bit. So in traditional muffins, there's usually about a cup or so of sugar. These have half a cup. Also, the fat content comes down a little bit too when you use bananas. And so usually fat content, it varies with muffins, half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. These have 1/3 of a cup. So we have the ground flaxseed, as well as the blueberries, bananas, as well as some traditional cinnamon and nutmeg flavoring.
Yeah, it looks pretty tasty. I think the banana piece of that I would have never guessed, but it sounds pretty good. All right, transitioning now into what really got me interested in this segment is your take on a turkey burger with blueberries.
Yes.
You're crazy.
So this is a little less conventional way to use blueberries. I'm going to flip these guys over here because I already started them, and I can smell that they are getting nice and brown. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix for you the other half of the mixture that I have. So that's some good flavor right there.
Yeah, and you cook these how long?
So these are about 7 minutes on both sides, depending on your range. This is a gas range, so they go a little faster. But what we did here, I mixed together some balsamic vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, garlic. I like to use the minced paste garlic, so it's nice and fine. Dijon mustard, a little salt and pepper, and blueberries. And I like to mix all these ingredients first before putting the meat in, just so we don't overwork the mixture. And so that's important for any kind of meat patty or meatball.
I was gonna say, if you do work the meat up real well, what are some things that are happening to that?
It just gets dense, and it's just not as nice of a texture.
Gotcha. Well, remember that.
So it's nothing to do with the nutrition, nothing to do with, it's just more of a quality kind of thing. So I'm just gonna kind of gently just dig my hands in there and mix this together. So you can see that those are kind of dark on the grill. A lot of that is the sugar from the blueberries kind of coming out. So it's not a bad thing. They're not burnt by any means.
We are making you multitask, so we'll give you a break on that one.
Thanks.
No problem.
But just in case that's what they look like at home, don't think you have to start over.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yeah. So I'm going to just form these into a patty, kind of gently. These are a nice size. This is about 1/4 pound for each one. And there you have the 2 patties that I will add on to the other side of the grill. Okay. So I brush with a little bit of oil. You could use a grill pan at home if you wanted to. I'm using a flat top skillet. When you're cooking with poultry, chicken, ground chicken, or turkey for patties, you want to take into consideration grilling is a dry heat method or a dry cooking method. And so I added a little bit of oil to the skillet to help just so it doesn't stick. And if you use a grill pan at home, that's what you want to do. But my secret ingredient whenever I do a patty with chicken or turkey is I like to do an herbed mayonnaise.
Now wait a minute, before you say mayonnaise, to me I'm hearing like red flag, like normally you would say no mayonnaise, Jeremy, if we're dieting, but what do we got here?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with mayonnaise. Real, regular mayonnaise is just oil, vegetable oil, depending on the kind. It could be soybean oil or coconut oil or olive oil or a mixture. Some egg, a little vinegar, and salt, and some lemon juice. So there's nothing really, crazy wrong about that. And we're doing a leaner meat. So again, with the leaner meat, I like to add a little bit of fat and flavor. And so what I do is I do this, the regular mayonnaise. Here I have cilantro. You could use parsley if you wanted to. And then I just stir this together, just like that. Some may just eat this on their own. And then I like to take off, when I have the burgers ready, I put the bun on the skillet, toast it a little bit, spread some of the herbed mayonnaise on there. And there you have a blueberry turkey burger.
They cook faster and that's what's drying them out, or is it because of the less of the fat in there, it's just, the cooking wise, you got to adjust for that time.
Right, exactly. So they actually cook a little bit longer than a beef burger, about 7 minutes on each side, because if you're taking the internal temperature, you want them to be 160 and let it rest up to 165. And then I'm going to take these other patties off here because I think they reached their limit. We'll let those go until they cook all the way through. And then we would add our herbed mayonnaise in the bun of your choice. I prefer brioche, but whatever you have on hand. Or if you chose to not do a bun and you were doing maybe potato salad on the side or a pasta salad, you could just have the patty with the herb mayonnaise on top.
Yeah, it looks really delicious.
Yes.
All right, Andrea, we've cleaned up the mess a little bit. The burgers smell amazing. I can't think of a better way to celebrate Blueberry Month than this turkey blueberry burger. Amazing stuff. We'll get the recipe out there for you folks so you can try it out. Thank you so much for prepping all this. I know it's a lot of work. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
But I think this is going to be a fun new tradition in the Crosby household for sure.
Great.
And we look forward to working with you here coming up next month.
Wonderful.
All right, that does it here. You got to try this. It's amazing. Blueberry Month. Come on. All right, take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.
Hola, Julia. ¿Estás lista para tocar con nosotros? Yo tocaré mi clarinete.
Y Elmo tocará su tambor. Tambor ruidoso.
Bueno, ya sabes qué hacer, Julia.
Julia sabe.
Dado el autismo de Julia, los sonidos pueden ser muy fuertes.
Y hace música a su manera. ¡A tocar!
La detección temprana del autismo puede hacer una diferencia de por vida. Conoce más sobre la detección temprana en detecciondeautismo.org.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg out at the Hy-Vee on Whitney Way, and that means we're with our favorite dietitian, Andrea Miller. Andrea, thanks for being back on the show, of course, and inviting us back over. That must mean we're doing something right if you let us come back. And you cook for us too, so I mean you demo stuff. No. So today's I laugh because I'm treating this as a new meal. You're like, this is on the major comeback. We're talking about the garbanzo bean.
Right.
Or chickpea.
Yes.
First I want that explanation.
Okay.
Why is it two names?
Well, I don't know the answer why it's two names, but they can be used interchangeably. So essentially a chickpea is a garbanzo bean. So you can use them interchangeably. And then they've made kind of a resurgence. So you're going to see them in different products, and we're going to do 2 different recipes today.
Yeah, so this is all part of, replacing something out, finding something new.
Mm-hmm.
They come, and this is news for me, so I'll be asking you some questions afterwards. All the products here you see, they come in so many different ways, and you can use this in so many different types of meals, right?
Right.
Like, this could be a snack all the way to your dinner.
Exactly, exactly. You can have them at room temperature, you can have them cold, you can have them heated up. We're going to grind some of them today. We're going to roast other ones today. The products that you see there's some crispy chickpeas that are seasoned, so it's kind of like a snack. And then you can even find chickpeas in the form of pasta now, which there's 2 examples there. Puffs, and even chocolate covered.
And then there's this.
Yes, do you know what that is?
Well, I was going to go with egg yolk, because I was thinking I was going to go into something here, but it is not.
It's not, but that's very interesting you say that. That's called Aquafaba is the actual term.
It is real. She proved it, folks.
I'm not joking.
Real.
It's actually the liquid from the cooked chickpeas or the stuff that's in the can, if you were to get canned. And you can use that as an egg replacer. So you can actually whip it with either a hand beater or a mixer, and it will foam up. And you can use it if you're allergic to eggs, or if you want to do a non-animal or a plant-based egg binder, you can use that Aquafaba.
It does have that thickness.
It does.
It does. I mean, so if you're like me, what you see is what you want to taste.
Yeah, you're right.
It looks like it's right on there.
Yep.
All right, Andrea, I'm going to split, move off to the side, let you take your mask off. We're trying to continue to practice the social distancing, make sure. But we want people to be able to hear you as you work through these recipes. So I'm going to move out of the way, and you're going to get us kicked off with, I'm going to go with the snack side of things.
Okay, sounds good. So what we're going to do is, these are what the chickpeas look like out of the can. I rinsed and drained them. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a crispy chickpea. So I have rinsed and drained these, and I started taking off. You can kind of see this film a little bit, or this skin right here. That's just part of the bean. And so I took those off for this purpose. We want to get these dry and remove the skin as much as possible because they will be even crispier. So that's what we're going for this recipe, is to remove as much of the skin as we can, so you just get the whole bean and as dry as you can.
I was going to say, Andrea, too, the comment that Scott made early on, what's the reason that you are told, growing up, to wash your beans no matter what?
Oh, so the biggest thing, one of it is there's extra starch on the beans, whether you cook them from dry or you cook them or you just heat them up from canned. And so the extra starch can kind of cause some digestive issues, with people. And so you can rinse that off and they digest a little bit better.
There you go.
There you go. So I did that already, and so all I'm doing is we're doing a high temperature, so 400, so you want to do a higher heat oil, like a grapeseed. If you are using olive oil, use the lighter olive oil, not the extra virgin that you use for salad dressings. And then just kind of sprinkle them with salt and give them a little zhuzh there. And then we're gonna spread them out just so they get nice and crispy on all sides, okay? So we're gonna take this and put it in the oven. And then I happen to have some all ready to go in here.
Yeah, and for those of you who can't smell right now because of the non-invention of smell-o-vision, it smells like popcorn in here.
It does smell like popcorn in here.
Which is really interesting, throws you off.
Yeah.
But they look really good. Now, why are we seasoning them afterwards and not before we put it in the oven?
Good question. So chickpeas and most legumes have kind of a natural healthy fat to them. And so those oils, and in combination with the vegetable oil that we put on it, is going to kind of come out, and so they'll stick a little bit better.
Yeah, this just looks amazing. Like,
Yeah.
It almost looks like a roasted nut, really.
Yep.
And you said there are many different flavors you could throw on this, really.
Yep. So what I'm doing is I'm doing some chipotle powder, just because I like a little spice, and some curry powder, just for a little bit of flavor. The other reason that we're seasoning after is the spices, especially because we're using ground, would burn in the oven.
Oh.
If we put them in with it, because we're like at a 400 degree, so they would burn. So we're just gonna do that afterwards, like this, mix it around, and there you go. So this would be a nice option to mix in with maybe some nuts. If you wanted to, because a quarter cup of nuts is really all we need for a serving. So if you want to add some of these for some volume and a different type of food, you could take these. And in general, chickpea all by itself is a nice balance of carbohydrate, protein, and healthy fat. So it's really nice and balanced in one tiny little package.
And we don't need a lot to meet as far as eating wise. So I'm a guy who likes to eat a lot of stuff at one time,
right.
But this it can go a ways, right? If we do want to
Yep.
scarf these down.
I'll give you a reference. If you do about a half a cup of a bean or a legume, it's about equal to an ounce of meat in terms of your protein and total calories and such.
Fantastic. Well, now you've already got us set up for the appetizer. Send us home with the hummus. And
Yes.
You said hummus, and I was like, well, it's hummus, right?
Yes.
You're like, well, no, I'm gonna throw a little twist to this.
That's right. We're gonna make cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough hummus. So everybody's probably had hummus at this point. But garbanzo beans or chickpeas are the main ingredient in hummus, if you didn't know that. And you can really do any kind of bean if you wanted to. You don't have to use chickpea, especially because we're grinding these. But I did rinse and drain a can. This is some brown sugar. I'm gonna put in about a quarter cup of peanut butter. But you could use any nut butter if you wanted to. Tahini is the traditional use in hummus. That's ground up sesame seeds.
I was gonna say, what is tahini? But now I know.
Ground up sesame seeds, so you could use that.
Fantastic.
And then we're gonna put in some salt and some baking powder, baking soda. And then either flaxseed or oats. Do you have a preference if you use ground flaxseed or ground oats?
Since we're already going crazy, let's go flaxseed.
Let's go flaxseed. So we'll do ground flaxseed. And then what we're gonna try to achieve here is a nice consistency, very similar to cookie dough as you know it.
And as you mentioned before, you kind of, you sure you don't want to use, what was the name of that juice again?
Aquafaba.
We sure we don't need any of that in this?
I don't think we need any Aquafaba juice in this.
Just making sure. We got a reference in since it's in
I
this
mean,
piece.
I guess you do put eggs in cookie dough, right?
Well, I was gonna say, normally this is where mom or dad would slap your hand and say, you can't eat it, it's got raw eggs in it.
Right. So here we go. So there is an option if you wanted to do, if you needed to do some milk. We didn't need to do milk in this case because our consistency is good.
I was gonna say that didn't take long for that to achieve, I guess, your
and
thickness here.
And I maybe even mixed it a little bit more than it needed to. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this with some fruit. So I have some apple or some strawberries over there, but you could do apples or bananas too. So I'm gonna, just like I do with cookie dough, I'm gonna hand mix my chocolate chips at the end. And you certainly don't have to use chocolate chips if you prefer pecans or almonds.
It's healthy-wise, dark chocolate are you using today, or
I am using
are you going
dark
semi-sweet?
chocolate. I am using semi-sweet, yeah.
Semi-sweet, there's the lack of knowledge I have in all chocolate.
So I'm just gonna add these in here, fold them in, like I said, as I would do a traditional cookie dough.
You would never guess
and
that
you
that's
would
hummus.
never know that that's hummus.
All right, Andrea, you have done it again with an amazing hummus. I still want to see Scott drink this afterwards because it just looks interesting. So let's give this a try, and I'll tell you the texture here. So
yes.
First, the I don't know if you call it the appetizer.
So our crunchy chickpeas, seasoned with curry and a little chili powder, but you can do any seasoning you want, or just salt.
So I tried off air. You gave me some regular to try. Quite the difference. So all crunchy all through, and the flavoring, yeah. You could even spice it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And hummus, any other things you can mix with this specific cookie dough hummus?
Mix in terms of eating with it, or just to make it
for your dippers or whatnot.
Yeah, you could do banana or apple slices. Any kind of fruit works out well.
That's interesting.
Could
and
use
I love peanut butter, so that's a problem for me. But that's really good. Yeah, I can't even put my finger on that one.
Right.
You wouldn't even know. You really wouldn't even know that it is hummus. So that's amazing. People want to learn more about the garbanzo bean family or anything like that, and more with what you got going on. Where can people go?
They can reach out to me directly via email at andreamiller@hy-vee.com, which you will post. You could also go to hy-vee.com under recipes and search for chickpeas and get all different kinds of recipes as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm old school guy who likes steak and potatoes, but this is pretty darn good. And thank you, Andrea, so much again for cooking up some fun meals. And I said I'm going grocery shopping, and I will be adding the garbanzo bean to the list. So,
great.
All right. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Gaining weight was easy. All I had to do was sit down and eat. Losing weight's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step, every choice, every day very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
Behind every 2020 census taker's mask is a friendly neighbor. They're teachers, retirees, vets, people committed to doing right by getting the count right. If you haven't responded yet, they'll be stopping by to ask some simple questions that will inform how billions in federal funds are spent on local services every year for the next decade. So when they come knocking, say hi from a safe distance and do your part to support your community. Time is running out. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for today, I want to thank Andrea Miller for helping us out all month long in those recipes and more. All that is available on our Facebook page with the two segments as we had them posted up. Remember to stay connected with Fact TV all day, night, and evening, all 3 parts of the day. You can do that here. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.